Hello and welcome to the stream. Today I'm going to be playing Civilization 6 as Teddy Roosevelt. This is my first time streaming, really, but we'll figure it out as we go. I do like settling in place, selling on Plains Hills, getting extra production from the city tile. In addition, we got one breathtaking tile, it looks like. As Teddy, we want to work as many of these breathtaking tiles as we can, because they give us culture if they're next to woods or a wonder, or science if they're next to a mountain. It's very handy. Since I'm on the coast, I'm thinking sailing is probably a good move, but these whales are kind of far away, so I might go with something else first. I'll go pottery. With the warrior, I'm just going to start exploring a little bit. Try not to let him go too far away from my city, in case a barb camp spawns somewhere nearby. But, yeah. And I've always loved these games. I've fond memories of learning how to play with my dad. I think I was in elementary school when I first saw him playing this Civilization 4. Very fun game, been a fan of these for a while. Let's see. Yep, starting out with building a scout. It's usually the faster you get a scout, the better. They're very good for, you want to reveal parts of the map, as well as find goodie huts. If you're the first to find a city-state, get that free envoy. Got Code of Laws really fast thanks to Teddy's ability of getting culture on these breathtaking tiles next to forests. What are we going to go with next? I think I want to get a government plaza up as soon as I can, so I think I'll go for state workforce. So craftsmanship before foreign trade. As for policies, God King, so we can get the Pantheon. Discipline or survey. Discipline's always good. I'd probably go survey if I had a bunch of scouts, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get some from tribal villages and oh, first tribal village, there we go. Next I think we'll go with the monument. That'll sync up nicely with our growth. Actually, I think I'm gonna switch over to the bananas to grow faster. In pretty much all 4 hex games, more pops is more good. More tiles you're working, the more yields you get. Mohenjo-Daro is really good, and the Owls of Minerva also, in my opinion, very good for Teddy. You could probably argue Voicesingers is just better, but you know. Let's see. Got free envoy. I usually like to go Magnus early to get provision, but Pingala with Connoisseur and Researcher is also always a good play. I think I'll end up going Magnus. Mohenjo-Daro is very good because you always get the freshwater bonus on every one of your cities, even if they're not next to freshwater. It's very helpful to have them this close. A little annoying, kind of limits where I can settle up here, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Not really too far to explore, it looks like. Hopefully this isn't just a small island. This is a small continents map. Looks like Mohenjo-Daro is actually isolated. I'm pretty sure that's all coast and a mountain, so I don't think there's any way for him to actually leave this little area. Have to see if I can get my second city up here. Probably, where can I settle? Probably one of these 2 spots, one of these 2 tiles. Another tribal village. Warrior, just want you to go around this way. should I switch to a settler right away? Don't have a Pantheon yet, so I want to keep that policy card in there. That actually kind of sucks because I'm pretty sure experience doesn't overflow. So you should have gotten 5 from the village itself, 5 from the first village, and then it said 20, but I think he only got 5 out of that. Yeah, so he's still only at 15. Kind of stinks, but what can you do? You never know what you're going to get with those. That's exactly why I wanted to keep my warrior up here. Let's see. Let's go this way. Let's see, we've only got a couple more turns on sailing. I'm going to start thinking about districts. These tax themselves are part of the base game. You can access them from down here, but the adjacency bonus and being able to do it without clicking on this, that's part of a mod. Yeah, so I like that. If we're going Isles of Minerva, it's good to get the commercial hub and the harbor. They replace the bank with something called the Gilded Vault. If you already have a lighthouse, you get an extra trade route from the Gilded Vault. So each district gives a trade route. Trade routes are very good in this game. I like the floodplains. Let's see if I could probably only settle one city on it though. It's unfortunate. Floodplains are good for getting good industrial zones. In Teddy, we don't want to build too many industrial zones since it's they reduce appeal. But these floodplains already reduce appeal. See right here, it's pretty gross around here. Pretty gross looking. Move up this way. Let's go with the settler next. I'm not going to build a specialty district anytime soon, really, so don't think we're going to get that boost, but that's fine. Let's see how many. I could probably only get one city, one on this river down here. Kind of stinks. Would have been nice to get a second city. We'll see what we can do with the industrial zone over there. It's always good to get at least one that hits a few cities. The industrial zones will provide power to other cities within 6 tiles of itself. And power will make late game district buildings produce extra yields. I might be on a pretty small island. I think I mentioned I'm on a small continents map. I do prefer isolated starts usually, but at the same time, this kind of stinks. Good, we're getting provision before we get our first settler out. It's nice. See, I don't think getting a trader out is a big priority right now. We can't reach Mohenjo-Daro anyway. Like I said before, it's blocked off from land access. Want me to build a holy site? Might actually do that. It's usually good to have a decent amount of faith as Teddy, so you can get naturalists. One of his abilities, cities with a national park get an extra appeal. So that gives more tiles that have some of these extra yields, as well as giving the national park itself more tourism, which is, you know, Teddy's primary way of winning. It's a secondary. Yeah, see 100% tourism from this city once you're in the modern era. Teddy's very good at tourism victories. But secondary, I'd say, is probably diplomatic victory. See here, you know, diplomatic policy slots get converted to wild card. That's just good in general. It's just very good. Get 1 diplomatic favor per turn per wildcard slot, which is nice. Just it's nice to have that extra Diplo favor. You can either sell it to AI or I'll use it to get diplomatic victory. Early Empire. In general, with the Civics tree, you always want to beeline political philosophy to get your next level of government. That's pretty much always just a good move. Thinking a lot about let's see. Come down here, create another barb camp. That's always fun. I think we'll clear this one up here and then send the warrior down. Hopefully you can actually also kill that scout before it scouts the city and spawns more units. We'll level him up. Probably get animal husbandry. Are you still growing? You are. 13 turns, 9 turns, okay. Knock our science down a good chunk, but I think to grow 3 times faster, it'll be okay. Start working those after it's caught up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. This only has 3 appeal. Kind of sucks. It's that close. So probably also 3. Yeah. Appeal's one of those things in this game that I don't think a lot of people seem to understand. It's a lot of civs you don't even care anyway, but I think it's usually good to have an idea of how it works. So let's see, if I settle city here, go with a harbor here. So I'm planning the commercial hubs because I think I am going to go Owls of Minerva. Go Theater Square. Throw a water park down there. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to do a builder next so that we can harvest that wheat. I don't like crushing tiles usually. It just feels like a waste to me. But yeah, appeal. It's pretty, I don't think it's that complicated. If you look at a tile, you look at the tiles next to it. If it's a coast, it gets +1 for each coast. If there's a river, it gets +1 for being next to a river. It gets +1 for being next to a mountain. +1 for a forest. Then it's -1 for a jungle or a floodplain. So if we look at this one, +1 from a river, -1, -1, then -4. So it should be -5. Yep. There's also a couple of improvements that'll increase or decrease it, but the big thing is the terrain itself usually. Sadly, you don't get extras from reefs. Still just 1 there. But yeah, I mean, appeal is really only important for tourism victories. Defend there. I don't want to attack into him, get killed. Alright, well, we got Tundra, so I guess the bottom of the map is... Yep, right there. You can turn it by holding Alt, and then... Whoop. You can turn the map by holding Alt and then dragging the cursor around. Let's see. I'm starting to get hungry. I'm a big fan of making fried rice to eat. It's pretty easy. You don't even necessarily need to plan for it. Usually, as long as you have rice, and I think most people have like rice and eggs and some kind of meat in their house. Because you can even just use leftovers and just chop it up and throw it in there. It's very good. Okay, it's Pantheon time. Probably also want to get mining. Alright, so we've discovered our little island. Not that big. Kind of sad that we don't have anyone else. I actually have a lot of breathtaking tiles, and as Teddy, it's only going to increase as the game goes on. So I think I'm going to go Earth Goddess. Get +1 faith for any tile with breathtaking appeal. Just nice to boost the faith. As soon as I finish my next Civic, the Culture Tree, I'll switch out God King. Because it's not important anymore. Let's see. For cities on the coast like this, usually I'll go Granary and then Monument. Usually by the time it's finished building the Granary, it needs more housing, which the Granary does give, and monuments are just very good buildings to build wherever you can. Oh, I didn't notice the horse spawn down there. That's nice. Looks like we probably have a bunch of iron too. If you see a hill without like a forest or jungle on it, it's got a pretty good chance of having iron. Definitely something to keep in mind if you want to place a district on one of those. You can also always just delay researching that tech. That'll reveal it, but at the same time, I'd say you don't want to do that for too long, because then you'll, especially as Teddy, you need to have bronze working, which reveals irons, chop down jungles, which is something you kind of want to do to help improve appeal. Not necessarily something you need to do if it's not going to actually, boost a tile from charming to breathtaking. It's not going to push it over that edge, but still something good to do. I'd probably chop this one and this one, I think. Both of these two. Instead, give me 3, 4 more breathtaking tiles. It's pretty good. Campuses, I usually don't go crazy with campuses as Teddy. It's just not necessary. Do like to build 1 or 2 usually, just to keep my science strong in the early game so I don't fall behind. I can get Hypatia, one of the great scientists. That's always good too. She builds a library for free, and all libraries give an extra science. Which isn't too crazy as if you're not building a bunch of campuses anyway, but it's still always nice to have. You don't have to invest that production into it. What am I going to do with this last builder charge? I might build a quarry to boost masonry. It's worth like 30 science, something like that. 32. I don't really have anything else to do with him. Quarries are one of those things that reduce appeal, but I mean, these tiles aren't breathtaking anyway, and the city won't naturally grow here until it's got the entire second ring done. For Teddy, I like to go Classical Republic. Should probably have looked at those a little bit more, but let's see. look at different governments. See, oligarchy doesn't have a diplomatic slot. Autocracy has one, but I generally find that the economic cards are more useful than the military cards. It'd be kind of nice to have the extra yields, but not a big deal. Built the quarry. This tile's still breathtaking anyway, so. Away from that quadrireme. Hopefully I can eke out a little bit more arrow score. Might hire a galley from these guys. Though I don't know if that's going to be enough to prevent a Dark Age. Oh nope, just enough. There's more land right over here, that's good. It's probably where the AI lives. Pick up military tradition real quick. I do actually get something for being suzerain of Mohenjo-Daro right now, so I think I will just do that right away. Usually it's not a good idea to spend your envoys if they don't actually, give you anything. So if you're not hitting one of these breakpoints or taking suzerainty, there's no point in using them, just sit on them. Let's see. Where would be a good place for a government plaza? Here maybe, or do I want to try planning out the industrial zone city? Building the harbor there would give it a better adjacency, but only by +1. And the river gives the commercial hub +2, so this is more gold. Plus the Gilded Vault is based on the commercial hub's adjacency, so I prefer to do that. We need an aqueduct next to the city center. And a dam next to industrial zone. Let's see here. Wondering if the government plaza would be best here, or I'm thinking here as well, actually. There we go. Probably actually move this theater square if I did that. Build Washington's theater square next to it as well. One, two, three, four. 5 districts is already a lot for one city. See if we can find 2 more districts to put next to it. Probably be a good place. Would be a good place for a wonder, but most of the coastal wonders have to be next to a harbor. I mean, maybe just don't put anything on these last 2. I'll think about it. I'll have to figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. No more in this city. Washington's running low on housing, but I do also want to get more settlers out. Actually, we'll do builder. We'll chop out this jungle. and then we'll build the government plaza there. I think that's the play. I keep skipping the Sean Bean lines. Shouldn't be doing that. We'll let him not talk next time. I actually almost wonder what makes this +4. Oh no, it's only +3. If we went with a preserve here. I think preserves are really fun districts. They improve the appeal of nearby tiles, and the buildings give you just crazy yields. Very fun building. That scout might be dead. If the Quadrireme and Spearmen both attack him, it's not going to be good. Yeah. I think probably right-clicked on one of my map tacks. Bring this guy back and heal real quick. And another thing you want to do when you're doing a tourism game is to try to build walls in all your cities. Once you reach certain civic, walls give tourism. Let's go with... I think I'll go with archery. Actually, let's go with the ancient walls. Was that probably Rome? It's not quite good. Rome's usually pretty aggressive. Now, I'd like to use this chop for the government plaza, but normally you wouldn't be able to do that because I'd have to have the government plaza placed for the production to go into it. We can just cancel building that, then chop, and then place it. So now that production's gone in there. We lost this tile as breathtaking, but these two became breathtaking, so I think it's worth it. So +4 right here, that's, yeah. I might do irrigation next, research irrigation next, so that we can build a plantation on the bananas. Let's see, looks like Mohenjo-Daro's putting out some galleys. It's gonna be nice. Just said we're gonna let him talk, didn't I? I already forgot. What a goof. Warrior's almost healed. Once he is, I'm going to go have him kill this camp. Stay on the west side so the Quadrireme doesn't shoot him. Didn't get a golden arrow, but that's fine. Didn't get a dark age either. Thinking monumentality, but yeah, we'll go with monumentality. Now for the civic tree, I want to go for exploration is the next big thing, I think. But the really big thing is getting a conservation that lets you plant woods and get naturalists, which are how you build national parks. There he is, Trajan. Yep, there he is. Alright, he's got Pamukkale. I don't think it's a very good Wondered, personally, but it's not bad. Let's see, we'll go with the Ancestral Hall next. Yeah, Ancestral Hall will boost our settler production, as well as make it so that every time we settle a city, the city gets a free builder, which is very nice. Build our plantation. Let's see. Kind of have to work this style. Stinks. But oh well. Go for astrology next, so we can unlock the harbor after that. Start building our harbors. Found a new continent, that's nice. Nice. I was hoping I'd be able to settle a little bit on this coast, but with Rome right there, I don't think that's a good idea. Because he's not putting out too much loyalty pressure, but I think I forgot to send him a delegation. Yep, I did. I was thinking about it too. Let's see. Maybe I still will settle 2 cities over there. I probably annoy Rome, so maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. Should usually try to send them a delegation right off the bat so that they don't hate you for no reason. I've always loved those little blurbs they have for researching text and civics in these games. It's funny that they got Sean Bean to do them. I think it's a good idea to put one envoy into Mitla. I said before I didn't put it in Mohenjo-Daro because it didn't get me anything, but in Mitla it'll give me +1 science and then plus another one once I get my library. Still no Hypatia, so that's good, I guess. But no one else has gotten her, at least. In a couple turns I'll probably put my swap out Diplomatic League for a card that gives you great scientist points. Oh, that's a lot of angry boats over here. The barbarian boats. This would be a cool city to put Petra on. Cool island. Make all these tiles really nice. Should probably see if I can get a second galley as well. 3 turns. Yeah, second galley would boost shipbuilding, which is what I need to get my scout settlers over here, if I still want to do that later. Construct a preserve. Watch the walls. Give Pingala a connoisseur. Okay, now I don't have to worry about using that camp to do it, to get the boat. Now this warrior would probably kill the spearman with one more attack, but with the quadrireme right there, I don't want to risk it getting killed. So I'll probably heal up before I actually do that. Oh, and that's annoying. Might have to run away after this turn. Oh, there's 2 quadriremes. Oh, they both couldn't shoot, so that's fine. Get the Owls of Minerva now. Hopefully that'll make Trajan like me enough to let me send him in delegation. Go for games and recreation. Yeah, if you're not doing a religion, and I forgot to put in the Great Scientist card, that's fine. If you're not doing a... See, there we go. I don't think he likes us enough to not be unfriendly, but, you know. Maybe he'll reconsider next turn. I feel like +7 should be friendly, but, you know, it's just me. Getting the harbor in Washington's going to be good so that we can get, yeah, okay. That stinks. Well, he doesn't dislike us. I don't have enough gold, apparently. I really want to start pumping out settlers, but I think we'll go with a trader first. We don't have enough food to grow, really, so I don't really have to worry about the granary right now. Although, the granary would let me work one more of these really good tiles. Yeah, we'll go with the granary. Yeah, you always want to try to get boosts in this game for the techs. Okay, he's mad because I'm small. And even though he said that, he's turned friendly now. Try to declare a friendship with him on my next turn. Keep him from attacking me. There we go. What a pal. One more turn to heal that warrior. If there's anything interesting up that way. He's right though, I do need to build more settlers, build more cities. I also really need to get these trade routes going so that I can get more gold. That's fun. Is that New Continent? New Continent. What's this? He's mad. I don't know why. I think he doesn't like that I don't produce enough faith or something. Doesn't like that I don't have holy sites or large populations. Yeah, don't care. Alright, nice. It's going to be good to have a warrior with 2 promotions. Yeah, he'll be able to live a hit from 1 quadrireme. Oh, and of course. Let's see. Usually I'll go Tortoise, but Commando looks kind of good. Tortoise will let him take hits from range units really well. Might be able to farm some experience on him just by letting him get hit by this quadrireme over and over. 45 times. Should also probably try to get this iron so that he can be a swordsman. Got defensive tactics. Go with the scientist. Nice to get a couple of builders up here to chop out those jungles and get that preserve going. The appeal sucks right now, but later in the game it'll be really good. Yeah, just keep him fortified until he's looking low on health. Upset that there was a natural wonder that close to me that I didn't get. It's not the best one for... I like putting preserves around them. Getting really high tile yields, but Pamukale is not great for that. Who am I going to send this trader to? It's either going to be Magentaro or Kumai. We'll see how much the different trade routes give. Repair the government plaza. Ooh, the food though. Why do you get +1 food here? I don't really understand, but probably best to send it to Angkor Thom. That way it'll stab a trading post up there, and it's usually good for boosting the trade routes to farther away places that pass through there. Pretty upset that we have to repair this government plaza, but what can you do? Warriors up to 50 XP. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. I think that's the play. Let's see if... Alright. Don't know why Hypatia's not showing up yet. It's whatever, though. Here we want to do the harbor first. We're going to want a builder as well. Yeah, sit in the reef. That might not have been a good idea. Reefs give a defensive bonus, but it's not huge. Yeah, now I'm getting attacked from both sides. This galley's dead. Yeah. Galley's dead either way. I think I'll let him heal for a little bit. Get currency next. So Plains Hill, yeah. So I guess if I'd settled New York, yeah. If I'd settled New York a tile lower, I think I could have settled another city there, but it'd be, I think, just make both of them worse and not be worth it. So he's already got a suzerain, and I'm not getting a university or consulate anytime soon. Just send one envoy to Johannesburg. This is why Teddy's my favorite civ. Yields like this. Up here it's going to be crazy once we get that preserve up, but Probably should have prioritized that over the harbor, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. How am I doing on science and culture? AI is ahead of me, but I think it's okay. That card's pretty good. 100% production towards defensive buildings. It's walls, basically. Feudalism and civil service are really important. Feudalism gives your builders extra charges. Save my government title until I have another city, probably. Yeah, Limes. Don't know how you say it. I've only seen people get yelled at for always saying it wrong. But, so true, bestie. Let's see. Yeah, currency doesn't do much on its own, but need to unlock apprenticeship. I want to get this industrial zone up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so the industrial zone will hit New York, which is good. The once you get industrialization, you can build a factory in there, and it'll give its adjacency bonus to other cities. There's a lot of things you can do to really crank that up. This says +6, but I think it'll end up being +24 probably. Probably +28 actually if we get a couple of lumber mills next to it. Is that Plains Rainforest? I'll get this city up. I don't mind settling on resources as much as crushing it with districts, because when you settle on them, the yields stay. So this city will end up being a 2 food, 1 production, 2 gold. Tile is being automatically worked, which is pretty good. I don't get why maize is gives you gold. This is just corn. Corn I never have thought of as an expensive thing. Very good. I love corn, but not. Again, never pictured it as something expensive or luxurious. Something that people would pay for large amounts of money for. I need to get a couple of builders up in New York too. Builder or two. Build those fishing boats. Nice, back to getting our free EXP. Let's see. Not a lot of areas that are going to flood. This game actually models global warming, which I think is pretty funny. When you're on the settler map mode, which is this, you can see these little waves. They'll show you what's going to be flooded. So, you know, with no number, it's the first, and then each number that increases will flood later and later. I usually don't find it to be a big issue, unless you're doing something crazy with multiple industrial zones and burning tons of power and tons of units that use coal and oil, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't seem like it's that bad in my opinion, but error score for setting next to a floodplain, which is nice. I should have waited a couple, 5 turns, I don't know. I was gonna say I should have waited a couple turns to pop the city down, but I don't think it's such a big deal. Since the city already has fresh water, I'm building the monument first. Although since we have Anjadaro, I guess for all cities it's going to be monument first. Two, three. think I'm gonna settle here, this little peninsula, instead of over here. That way I can get another city over here as well. Plains Hills, yeah. Do I settle on the Plains Hills? I don't think I do. Yeah, because that'll be a nice city center. Since it's going to be breathtaking, it's next to a mountain, it's next to a forest. That's going to be a good 2 food, 1 production, 1 faith, 2 science, 2 culture. It's going to be really good. Put Liang in Baltimore because I'm probably going to spit builders out of it. And she gives builders an extra charge once she's established in the city. It's builders that come out of there. Chop the jungle. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to get this harbor up and oh. He doesn't like that I don't have very much population. What a good friend, laughing at my misfortune. I probably should go down and kill that barb camp, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Cross that scout. This guy over here to start building the preserve. Chopping down these jungles. Making the area pretty. Feudalism, I was gonna say, yeah, make this a better tile too. Extra food from the plantation. This quarry isn't stopping anything from being breathtaking, so I don't see any reason to switch it. Get rid of it. I will later, for sure. But right now, I don't think it's worth it. So we're going to make that a camp. I can put down the harbor. I don't think I'm going to be able to work on it, though. Shouldn't be able to work on it while there's a barbarian unit there. This guy's still giving me archer. Are you working? It's probably working this hill. Yeah. Ooh, somebody. Okay, that's not good. Looks like we've had a another. Oh no, city-state. Okay, that's not as big a deal. I was gonna say Johannesburg's in a little precarious of a situation there, but looks like it's actually similar to Mohenjo-Daro. Do I buy a galley? I might have to buy a galley there. Should be working these furs. Too many galleys to build the boats. I'm tempted to buy the galley, really am. No, I'm gonna do it. I think, yep, up the city's combat strength. Make it hard for these barbarian galleys to hit it. Actually can't remember whether or not barbarians will raise cities in this game or not, but no point in risking it. My scout die? Must have, right? Builder's not a good one to test that with. Okay. I couldn't remember if I'd already researched shipbuilding or not. Let's see. Definitely excited to get a new computer. Probably not going to be happening until later in the summer. I'm currently a college student, so I don't have a ton of disposable income for stuff like that, but That's actually kind of funny. Kind of a funny quote. um, but, ooh, I might settle the city there. I actually like that. I do need a new computer, but again, don't have a ton of extra money to spend on it, but I like laughing at my current computer. It's the power button broke on it about a year ago at this point, and I was really worried that the entire thing was busted, but I ended up talking to my roommate at the time, who was a computer science major. Somebody get Hypatia. Somebody got Hypatia. I should have switched out that scientist card. But he was a computer science major, and he told me, it might just be the button that's broken. And he told me there were 2 leads on the motherboard where if you short them, which is what the button does, basically if you just connect them, something conductive, it replicates pushing the button. So I tried that and it turned back on. So I took off the button and the whole thing connected to the button. There's like an extra USB port and audio jack up there. But I took that whole thing off and just had 2 wires sticking out of it. But eventually got sick of that because they'd occasionally touch each other and turn off the computer. Until I eventually found my breadboard and like button from like a Arduino kit or something like that. Just plugged the wires into there. So now there's a big red button that I use to turn my computer on and off, just as wires coming out of it that go into the computer. Almost looks worse than the wires themselves just sticking out, but it's fine. It's yeah. Definitely would like to get a new one though. The motherboard and processor on this one are also going on 10 years old, I think. So I think there's been a couple times where I've been running something and I'm assuming it's the processor overheating and the motherboard doesn't like that, because it will nice, just eked out that normal age. Go for that, improve the pastures. But yeah, what was I saying? It was, oh, the CPU overheated a little bit, not to the point where it turned off the whole thing, but to the point where it all the USB ports stopped working. It's no, like I said, I definitely like laughing at this thing. It's very dumb. Damn it. But yeah, that's got to be what it is, right? First time that happened also spooked me pretty bad because I was worried it was again, the computer was busted, but obviously not a huge issue. A couple games I haven't been able to run though since I noticed that. Let's see, the city, a little sucky. We'll just build that farm. Where do we want our harbor? I think here. Do granary monument, switch the monument with the harbor. But yeah, that quote from Feudalism Civic reminds me of there's a man in Australia in the 1800s called Ned Kelly, infamous gangster. I don't know if gangster's the right word, outlaw. And he, did your typical Wild West outlaw stuff. But one of his things he was known for was his last stand. He got a bunch of plows, iron plows, and made himself a suit of armor, and kind of just went on a rampage. The police were shooting him, with real like guns and stuff. But whatever the armor he made was bulletproof. I don't know how he moved in it, but there were dozens and dozens of marks where the armor got hit. Like I said, it was his last stand, so obviously it wasn't great armor. They did hit him quite a few times, but it's just such a crazy story that somebody turned himself into, Iron Man from, early in the first Iron Man movie where he built it in a cave. It's basically that, but a real person. Let's see, he wants my diplomatic favor. He'll give me iron. I don't really want iron. That's the laugh of a man who's going to stab me in the back without any hesitation. Don't like that. Also don't like that. We're going to run away from the swordsman. Yeah. Where do I settle next? Part of me thinks on the copper would be good. Actually, so I think a city on this, next to this volcano, yes, on that island would be good. Because I'd definitely like to, I think, build a campus up here. I want to start trying to settle these islands. Because obviously I can't come down here for a little bit and can't go over there. Let's see how much, 135 gold. That's expensive. Build some more settlers. Actually, let's see. Nope, that's a cliff, so we can't. Units can't embark across cliffs. They have to go around. Which is a cool mechanic, I think, but sucks in this situation. There's no way to fit more than one city on this island. I could probably fit a city on this island and on this island, but at some point they're just too close to each other and it's not worth it. So yeah, like I said, I think I want to do... Maybe I will do a city there. Yeah, because then I could put a couple extra districts down here. I sell this city over here more. Remove the rainforest. I'll actually have you do the... Get the iron up there. I should figure out somewhere to put an encampment as well. Encampments let you train military engineers. Ooh, and the AI is catching back up on science and culture, like overtaking me by a lot. I'm on Emperor difficulty, but still, that's still, I don't like them being that far ahead. The problem's definitely that I only have one campus and no theater squares. Should really try to get these theater squares up. I might make this a entertainment complex. It's another district that will make well, one, it'll make the theater square better, but it'll also improve appeal. So yeah, holy sites, water parks, entertainment complexes, and theater squares all actually improve appeal of adjacent tiles, which is very cool, I think. Yeah, the barbarian boats are always really annoying. That's a lot of gold. Guilds and medieval fairs are both both gate a bunch of things that are important. Go with guilds. Yeah, that swordsman is very scary. Maybe I should have taken that that iron from Rome earlier. Settle Ravenna, and one of the places I was thinking about settling a city. Which stinks, but it's his continent. Kind of be a little bit of a dick move. That's fine, it's an AI. Didn't get a golden age again. Go with pen, brush, and voice, and I'll try to focus on theater squares of Sarah. Get that theater square there. Boosted the wheel and iron working, so we'll get iron working real quick. It's nice that we can one turn it. How much? Must have had a bunch of overflow from the last. Yeah, to be able to one turn mathematics. Yeah. Oh, let's see. I think we want to build things in harbors faster. We'll let people denounce Hinduism, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, there's two ways to strategize your votes. One is to pick what you think the AI is going to pick. The other is to vote for what you actually want. Yeah, like I said, I voted up harbors because I'm building a lot of harbors. Nope. Hinduism gets buffed, not down. So true. But because if you vote for the thing that passes, if you propose it, then you get what's called diplomatic victory points, which I don't know, I'd rather not win by diplomatic victory, but you know what, if I do, oh well. Let's see, you could be doing stuff. What should I have you do? Let's clear stuff for this preserve. Like I said, I want to get that preserve up, get the grove. The grove will give. I'm not going to give you my iron because I really need it. Need to upgrade this guy. I think I need 20 iron to do that. Is that right? 15 maybe? Need to wait for the turn to end to find out. Love to build. Oh, and they've got Man of Arms down there. Oh, I guess I can upgrade straight to Man of Arms actually, yeah. That'll be good. I'm thinking of settling on the copper. If I don't settle on, okay, settle a city up here, get the harbor, and what else can I do? Commercial hub, campus. Then the city would probably also want a water park. The water park boosts reefs and fishing boats. Makes you get extra science from them, which is, nice. Yeah, I think I'll keep that campus. But, I can't, what? Instead of that, what if we made a mausoleum? Built a couple of theater squares. So 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, then there's nowhere for a campus. Kind of sucks. I kind of wanted another campus down here. Not Cristo. Go with a harbor. Go with a theater square. I think another water park. 1, 2, 3. Cincinnati. This already isn't breathtaking, so there's no harm in building a mine there. Make that a really good tile. Go with a harbor. Go Granary Monument. Switch the monuments to the top. The Q. Harvest that stone. I don't think that'll be enough to finish off the preserve, but better than nothing. Actually, probably want this builder to repair those fishing boats. It's also so true. Don't reinvent the wheel. There we go. That tile's only going to get better and better as the game goes on. Oh, this guy. Mines also reduce appeal, so it makes this wine would have been a really good tile, but just had to build a mine there. We'll be able to place our aqueduct here pretty soon. This game, it's pretty much always a good idea to place your district, even if you're not going to build it right away. Just because it locks in the price. Districts will get more expensive as the game goes on, as you research more techs and civics. But if you place it and then immediately place it and then move it to the bottom of the queue, then you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, getting Mausoleum in the city is going to be very nice. Hopefully Auckland's on this map. Auckland is like my favorite city-state. It gives you extra production on coast tiles, shallow water tiles. It's only +1 earlier in the game, but then it's +2 later, and that's in every city if you're suzerain. Let's see here. This warrior, do I have enough yet? 8 more iron, so 4 turns. I'd probably change this if I had commercial hubs that just didn't have their markets yet, but I don't even have the commercial hubs, so I'm not going to bother. So I think we'll go with military training next so we can get this new government. Monarchy is also good if you're planning on making walls. It's also very good, but it's but again, Teddy I think scales a bit better off of Merchant Republic. Especially since I don't know, I feel like you can usually get to the next government around the similar time as you're actually building Renaissance walls. Not necessarily get to the next government, but they're not. I feel like for Teddy, whenever I play games as Teddy, it doesn't really help all that much. Let's see, preserve's almost done. Very, very good. I need to chop down some more jungle. The preserves buildings actually only give the extra stuff if the tile has at least to appeal, which kind of stinks because it's, yeah. Let's see. Where do we need a builder? Promote this guy. Help him take down this quadrireme. Let's see, diplomatic service is good. Really should work on building the diplomatic quarter. One more turn, one more turn. Lighthouse, Grove, Walls. Order. To kill that camp. Exact amount of money I needed. Two buttresses to be able to place the dam. Understood. Place that.